All right, so welcome. Glad you could all make it here today. Let me share my screen first, just so you're kind of following along the same place I am. All right, so just remember this is being recorded for learning purposes. Also, remember my expectations. Make sure you're following along with the Nearpod lesson. Use the chat tool respectfully and appropriately, and also respond to questions the first time. Okay, so this is going to be the lesson objective. So given a worksheet found in the OLS, students will accurately answer multiple choice and true-false questions about police components with 80% accuracy across one trial. So just a little bit to the course. Remember always, I put the recordings right on the open page so they're easy to find. If you click plan, we have some things that are happening here. We have our live class today. Our exit ticket / assignment is going to be due on Wednesday, the 16th. And I'm going to send out a recorded lesson on the 16th as well. The reason I'm going to do that is you guys don't have any school 17th, 18th, and the 21st. So people were asking, you got like a break, right? And so we'll have that. The recorded lesson will be attached an exit ticket / assignment. And so you'll want to get that done on the 23rd, and then we'll have live class again on the 24th. So that's what's coming up the next couple weeks. All right, so that's where we're at there. If you come in here, we're in Unit 4. So you have this this worksheet that you're going to do, just like you do a worksheet in like a brick and mortar class. So right here, you're going to have the information off the worksheet where you can find it all. You can download this, but it has basically all the information that you'll need. We're going to be going over some of that today anyways, but you have all that about policing components, okay? And basically it's talking about all of the reports, that kind of stuff of what things need. It's multiple choice, short answer, and true false. Okay, so that's going to be what your assignment is. Okay, so let's start going through everything here. So talking about police components. So basically it's the basic law enforcement activities that are done. Now, with policing, there always needs to be training. And as we talked about before, when we talked about criminal law last time, is if you do not have that training and you were to skip a step or do something that isn't quite right, it could be dismissed in a court of law. And the lawyers could get, a smart lawyer could get people off, right? So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the O.J. Simpson case, right? Basically, he got off, because of technicalities of things like the police officers really weren't following step by step, okay? There's a famous line in the trial where he goes and puts on a bloody glove, right? And the defending attorney says, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, okay? So basically meaning things happen that they weren't supposed to, okay? And so they acquitted him of the murder. So it's very important. So the basics of law enforcement are basically learned in their training camp. They call it peace officer training. And so we're going to watch a little video about what peace officer training is like. So here we go.
The Tarrant County College Criminal Justice Training Center, located on Northwest Campus in Fort Worth, has been in operation since 1980. It is committed to serving the training needs of law enforcement community and the community at large. Our vision is to serve as a beacon of innovation and excellence in criminal justice training through the 21st century and beyond. The Basic Peace Officer Academy is a cornerstone of our program. And in addition, we offer in-service training programs through continuing education. The Basic Peace Officer Academy prepares a cadet for a successful career in law enforcement. The cadet has the opportunity to attend the Basic Peace Officer Academy for college credit or for non-credit. If the cadet chooses the credit route, upon successful completion, they will earn 18 college credit hours. These hours will be applied to the Criminal Justice Associate's degree in Applied Science at Tarrant County College. The academy is only offered during the daytime hours from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, for approximately 20 weeks, totaling 776 training hours. The training consists of physical training, defensive tactics, police driving, OC spray, taser, firearms training, traffic stops, building searches, standardized field sobriety testing, reality-based training scenarios, and many more. Because of the physical nature of this training, the cadets must be able to perform strenuous physical activities. The Texas Commission on Law Enforcement, also known as TCO, reports that 959 cadets from the Tarrant County College Police Academy have achieved a perfect 100% pass rate on their state licensing exam for fiscal years 2008 through 2017. For more information, contact the Academy staff at.
So I thought that's a place down in Texas, but a thing in Utah is kind of the same. So the basic training or peace officer training, it's very interesting. What would interest you? Or first off, would you want to go to basic training? And if so, what aspect interests you the most? Okay, so this is a two-part question. Okay, would you want to go? And which one would you want to do? I think it's now I have never been through this training. I think it would be very interesting to go through the training, but I'm not sure I want to be pepper sprayed or tased like you saw there. So let's hear what your thoughts are, guys. Building searches. Okay, I think that would be very interesting, right? How you search a building and protect yourself, right? And protect the others around you, okay? So somebody said, nope, they wouldn't want to. Okay, nope, no problem. We all have likes and dislikes. Yeah, I think it would, just for the fact of getting fit. Yeah, so there's a lot of strenuous training that goes on there. No, because you don't like exercise, all right? No, you're interested in firearms training. Okay, don't think so. One thing that I think would be interesting too is how to do be safe in high-speed chases. So that's a thing that would be interesting to me. There is at by Camp Williams, if you know where Camp Williams is in Lehigh area. That is where our local highway patrol practice high-speed maneuvers, and they actually have a high-speed maneuver where they're in their trooper car and they're going around corners at very fast speeds, and they learn how to control in those fast speeds. So I think that would kind of be fun. So somebody said, sure, but the tasing and pepper spray are kind of iffy. I would agree. That's something they ask you to do, because if you're going to pepper spray somebody else, right, you should probably know what it feels like, right? If you were to tase somebody else, you should probably know what it feels like. I wouldn't want to, but that's just kind of part of the effort there. Okay. All right, guys, you got to have a little bit more than this. Anything else that interests you? It looks like a little bit they were doing some looking for DNA and stuff like that in one of them as well. So I think that would be interesting. Quiet today. Okay. All right. I guess we'll move on. Okay. So some things they talk about in the school and that you'll get better at over time is writing good field notes. Okay. Field notes are good notes. They lead to good reports writing and follow up with more complete investigations. So they're like any profession, there is paperwork that you have to do. You write down these notes while you're in the field. So when you write reports and you go into court and you testify, that they will actually have, they will be, they'll have good field notes and you'll be able to be there. Okay. Report forms. Okay. They need to be used correctly and also filled out legibly. If you can't read it, it's just not going to work, right? And the bad guys aren't going to go away. They're going to get off on a technicality, as we talked about before. Okay, the report format. There's a certain format that it goes in. They're going to have the case number, the date of occurrence, the status of the case, whether it's active, inactive, cleared, unfound, etc. Names of the persons, the narrative that's doing. The officer's home address and phone number are never included in the report. That's for the safety of the officer. Anybody that might be, because you can get copies of these reports, right? But people do not, there's retribution. That some people are very upset at the police officer for getting caught, right? And so we won't want to put any harm to our police officers. Report and organization. The primary purpose of the report is to preserve information, record official actions, justify those actions, and aid in further investigations. Okay, they're written on the power format, it's called, which is planning the report, organizing the material, writing the report, evaluate, and rewrite. So just probably like they talk about in your English class. Some of these reports are aided now that a lot of police officers now wear body cams. They have body cams on themselves as well as body cams on in their vehicles to further support with investigations. And that saved a lot of people, from even criminal investigations. Okay. So emergency equipment. Okay. So this is code 1039. Okay. It's the use of being able to use lights and sirens. Utah law states to be exempted from the some traffic laws, and emergency vehicles must operate with at least emergency lights and sirens. The driving code 3 is restricted by agency policy in Utah law. There's different situations here in code 3. So assisting a police officer in trouble. Okay, details where lives are endangered, ambulance calls for serious injuries or medical emergencies. Okay, choking baby, criminal activity involving a shooting, injury of accidents, crime in progress, pursuit of driving. Okay, so there's certain times when they can be used. One of those is pursuit of a vehicle. You've probably seen this before. High-speed chases are really interesting to watch, right? It's scary because there's so much endangering other people, right? We got to make aware of that. Okay, so if you were to start a pursuit, this is what you would do. You notify a dispatcher immediately, giving complete vehicle description, reason for the chase, number of occupants, and information about the location, speed, and direction of travel. Officers involved in the pursuit should be able to demonstrate that he or she tried to slow down the chase. Okay, stopping or ending the pursuit. Ego is never considered. Shooting out tires should not be a resort. You see a lot of things on TV that are not like what they would do. Okay, safety of the public and yourself is always the number one priority. Okay, and you've probably seen that most high-speed crashes end in crashing, not of the police officer or anything like that, real life ones, right? Maybe on the television it's a little bit different, but ending of the crashing of the person that is being chased, right? Okay, command structure. Most law enforcement agencies are organized along almost military lines. Okay, this is to prevent duplication of services, to create efficiency, to develop expertise, and not to make an agency larger. Disobedience of a direct order given by a superior officer is grounds for discipline action or even dismissal. Radio procedure. So you always see them on the radio. All radio transmissions are preceded by the calling unit's identifying number. So their car number. 3 beeps on the unit radio means emergency information will proceed. The use of 10 code is used for shortened radio traffic and transmission security. And here are your 10 codes that you will see, okay? 10-4 is acknowledgement or okay. 10-20 is current location. 10-21 is make a phone call. 10-27 is driver's license check. 10-28 is vehicle check. 10-29 is warrant check. 10-33 is officer needs help quickly. 10-40 is no lights or sirens used. 10-41 is on duty. 10-42 is off duty. 10-50 is a traffic accident. 10-60 is out of vehicle violator. Okay. Another thing they'll train you on is the use of force. Okay. The use of force is making arrest is set forth in state law and must be at times be reasonable. Okay. We've seen with some arrests that have gone on that they've been very scrutinized in the public of what they did, and the police officers were not being reasonable at the time, and that's why they got in trouble. Okay. So any use of force needs to be documented in the initial report, and all roadblocks, if used, must have an escape route, even if it's a dangerous one. Okay, so level of force. There's always different levels of force. You want to go basically from the lowest, and if it happens, you'll escalate up. So the mere presence of a police officer is almost a level of force, knowing the presence of knowing the antecedent of knowing that somebody is there. Verbal commands. Then you have hands-on physical contact, pepper spray, impact weapons, So impact weapons you see in this picture right here, or you could even do taser. Then you also have the canine units, and the last being the use of deadly force. The use of firearms, okay? The firearms will not be removed from the holster except for use, inspection, or storage. Never shall be removed to show or tell others, okay? This is something that I thought, you know, I always wanted to see the gun that the police officer was carrying, right? But they are under strict order by law that they cannot remove that firearm except for certain things. Okay. There is also what they would see, and that's what they were working on when we watched the training video, is a pistol proficiency course. They do have to go and they have to shoot at distances at certain range, and they have to qualify on a very regular basis in order to maintain the use of being able to carry a firearm. Okay, so deadly force can only happen under the following things: carrying out lawful execution, to protect self or others, to make arrest or stop escape of someone when there is a probable cause to believe a significant threat of death or serious injury exists, or to prevent the escape of some prisoners. When it comes to the legal's eyes, it's very hard. I know a police officer that had to use deadly force, and the victim was killed, and it's something that's haunted him it's going to haunt him for his whole life. So it's not anything that you really want to take lightly. And so, but under those circumstances, that's when, under law, when deadly force can be used. So with that, you want to have somebody that's very trained, that has that. One of the things that the police officers do all the time is there's a lot of training that goes on, and they continue to get more and more training because they are in some very high stress situations. And in those high stress situations, they know how to perform so they can protect themselves, others, and the public. They'll work on drawing, gripping, stance, covering, breathing, sliding, sighting, the trigger pull, and scanning the area to make everything safe. It is a very tough job, and there's a lot of training that goes into it. And so that's something you need to know if you want to take this on as a career path. Okay, so just to recap real quick, what is due today? You're going to go into your Unit 4 police components. You're going to take this, you're going to copy or paste it to a Word document or a Google document, and you're going to answer these questions. These questions can be found in this PowerPoint or even in the Nearpod. I'm going to post the Nearpod as well on here, the link. And this is due, if you look back here, next Wednesday, the 16th. I will also have a recording sent out because the 17th we don't have school. Next time will be meetings the 24th. So I will stick around if you guys have any questions, but appreciate all your guys' time, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you guys.